Inside of you, I have formed my home. Outside of you, I have cast a dome. A castle you conceived for me, this place to rest before I see all forms of life. Your band of love made me in silent hours, preparing I your destiny, your life, your time, your pride. Beauty was as beauty then, for the spell of life had entered in. On a lifeline cord, like a holy word, you are mine and I am yours. For the journey is ending, your privileged pain is passing, like a light in a window at the end of a tunnel, out into the daytime, from out of the night. My darkness is over, my whole world is light. Peering out of tiny eyes, the grubby hands that grip the rail, wipe the window clean of frost, as the morning air laid on the latch. A whistle awakens someone there, next door to the nursery just down the hall. A strange new sound you never heard before, a strange new sound that makes boys explore. Tread needs so small those little feet, amid the morning his small heart beats. So much excitement yesterday, it must be rewarded, must be displayed. Large hands lift him through the air, excited eyes contain him there. The eyes of those he loves and knows. What's this extra bed just here? His puzzled head tipped to one side. Amazement swims in those bright green eyes, glancing down upon this thing that makes strange sounds that sing. In those silent, happy seconds, surround the sound of this event. A parent's smile is made in moments they have made for you a friend. And all you ever learned from them, until you grew much older, did not compare with when they said, "This is your brand new brother." In furrows where the seagulls stole the seed that was then sown by man, to a rabbit hutch and a milkman's bell that rang by the gate and sang. In duffel coats and dirty socks the years had eyes in the sky that watched, surveyed them control the mighty machine, their scrap metal island once a tractor had been. Life forms from fields the elders had ploughed, where the crow and the kestrel and cormorant cried. Naked and young, the flesh that was born, inside the left window was a clown on the lawn, and an odyssey was cast from the days that went last, where the sickle and scythe were as corn. Hear the thunder of rooks that shook through the elms. Our community calls scream a swarm of black hell. Amid the rocks that shone and sparkled, trout of sizes incomparable dived and danced in naked wonder all along the crystal sparkling waters. While we three watched, wide eyes surveying, on warmer days when time was sparing. For little did we realize how much we loved the life we shared. So short a time to build a dream, but large enough to love that stream. Watch the chestnut warriors, majestic towers of wooden wonder, bearing overwhelming gifts for all the children of the earth. But the sun burned down their old brown leaves, and we kicked them and crushed them beneath our feet. Our first love was that shady glade, for she always was a wondrous place. But if only time could then secure my satisfied seclusion point, then every day I would walk across the old stone bridge down a woody path and stare once more, old man and I, deep into the chalice of our lives, where nature is the greatest thing and the power of beauty is an everyday thing. You mighty manor built of stone, in the care of a county made to last, your lofty flints that laughed aloud when I came one day to play a part. Compassion welled from deep inside, your windows watched with ancient style, a rustic monarch building pride, had a deep effect on the country's child. For the spinney rocked with poisoned bands, made Robin Hood a worthwhile game, but crying cracked some sturdy plans, and timeless bliss was an endless game. Near Gothic was the place we ruled, and the gargoyles charmed our lawn, but a sponge cake ate on a windowsill marked when the new home was born. You learn to know that a snowman cries when the sun breaks out of the clouds, and always pray there's a reason why a butterfly is born in a shroud. With Sheba chained tight to a chicken run, in small eyes seemed so absurd, but life for her was a bundle of fun, as if Narnia existed on earth. The skyline spire peered down with ease, a cricket match with our family afield, while the silver birch reigned, supreme king of trees, its secrets and senses unrevealed. Though cowboys lived and died for fun, the end was always so far ahead, for a black cat fell foul to a farmer's gun when the world was asleep in bed. But the exit of the seasons shall fall like a dead leaf out of our lives. We will leave this place with its secret walls and its telltale heart deep inside. Sweet the smell of burning wood, in coals the furnace formed its face, where infant eyes conceived much pleasure, while dancing in the leaping opera. Warm and wild the food of night takes hold as charge deep down inside. Around small frames late moments touch, and love surrounds your cotton bunch. Spread farewell on the dawning day, a kiss that stemmed from every place, never to forget who sent him here. His prayers for them are shed, but never unaware. A mountain conquered in grappling haste, an island with a secret stayed, between the ones who sent him there and the pleas to read like a bedside choir. O Milne, for me a mastermind, who walked in woods for every smile, and took you with him every night, to keep your mind a neat concept, a worthy flight. Small furry one, the friend aboard, one eye gone and seams undone, while fresh hands turn on passages, as eager as the smaller one. The counterpane and nightlight catch, sides to be tucked in and reassured, for every second means so much, perhaps more in his captain's tower. Alone with shadows in his room, some tall and short in empty space, no whisper for his thoughts induce, when lids seal down and cease to move. Willows weep, large tears of rain that fell through autumn skies, and took toll of time in silence, when even the smallest thing cried, when one of the great living things died. What more to ask when nature is born around you, and all things growing grow for you, and all living things live for you? Some monuments time can never replace, to rebuild an age that will never be seen again, but we will never cease to forget. For as long as the storm of history books compels our lives, there is always one who haunts the corridors of time, who took two children hand in hand down the lengthy lanes of Heron, exploring things so long ago like some misty memory from another land. All the birds of the air flew the flags and sang the hymns on a funeral day. You say it was a sad day, but it was still a day of sun, a Sunday. The earth was warm for taking, for we were giving this to him, a place to rest and lie in the garden of the cemetery, where life makes love to him, and we will always, always remember him. A strange obsession filled the stone that ached in pleasure round this building, as if deep within its age a pounding heart was beating faster every moment I grew older. No crevice was such as mine that stooped beneath the holly hedges, kissed in lilac, roped in ivy, this pleasure ground of secret beauty, where summer's watchful eyes talked and passers-by silently tired and smiled. Half-humid clouds passed by, fleeting playfully in the acres of the sky. Sparrows bid a fond farewell and buffeted among the elms. The young world laughed and chased the breeze down tunnels trimmed in cobweb lace. The Rory scowled blazoned bronzed against the morning, peering between the rising fern and watching as I did, for we shared what we had, and the villages continued by upon the crutches of our time. Bracing up to face the wind, I see him, for he is one who will not weep when his branches are bound together by the manacles of the morning. Here alone in pastoral settings, rigging the sails of my young palms and turning towards the whistling barley, who plays much sweeter songs among her stalks than any classic strummed upon the sweetest of guitars. For I shall grow, my eyes will know, far into changes I must go, to which in time I wasted once before, not knowing that my age was minor to my futuristic convictions. Too early for the sunset, I was born within four walls, and neither of my faces could see the future far. But some passages will be cruel, for time has always been so. But no day is so bright until it is graced by the call of the wild. Only such a passage small as this can bear the brunt of things to come. For as the days feed time's command, I thank all those within whose arms I learned to live and love their life forever and ever until the end of time. When the heron wakes and sorrow leaves the lady of the river, then summer sings again where wind kissed life and life blessed rain, by wild grass and windows where the fisherman was praying. For I will be as the Valkyrie, with the strains of the war dogs to leash, feeding their skulls in a feast of red sky, picking the pieces from all those who sin, in the balm of a bright life, and a dead day by the sweet knife. Captain Clegg is nothing on me, riding the pickets of wise Walter Small, who's buried in shamrock on top of the walls. Wise but a fool to walk through a wall, in front of the verdure, the widow and all. What a state that the bold community roars. When the heron wakes, I'll resurrect the sparrow bones in life, as once a child took a trowel, took a walk amongst the wildflowers, fell on his face and lay for hours. I think the only time he understood the world about. Now that it's all over, the wings return to the feathered plume. My mirror can reflect the moon, but somehow I'm aware I think we arrived too soon. Then, always then, introduced unknown to me, a living breath to breathe beside still waters, to crush the flower I never meant to alter. But then again, who knows? Not I to wear the gospel when I only wrote my own. Your chapters shall go unwritten, for I tried to show where I had grown. But now that mirror's broken, and I don't own you anymore. To hope for something better would be unkind. The laziness I am goes far, for I keep in my sake only you are fair, and the web that was woven for our peace of mind is lost in the rut of a man-made kind.
It was to breathe and give all the way, with magic mixed in the eyes of the mad. My human heart will doubtless decay, with a church spire tipple beneath God's flag. Am I really your hero today? The clear broke into an endless well, the grey walls sighed from the virgin cries. Had he said, for your body my body repels, have I used you in the sun on the darkest skies? She had answered him lately saying, what else and why? But it was I who laughed full of rum, and kept all my friends in their sleep. Such noted a man could be left so undone, for so many of his women were as sheep, and each one in his company learned to bleat. There's no one on the rooftop now, while few sit close to the checker set. Cheating continued, while all still allowed. At the almshouse there's better still yet, for that place and this I have no regret. Oh, I've wasted in rain more than is my need. I've cut off my wrists to be kind, and I watch while my cuts freely bleed, flung out as the freedom of mind. Martyred am I in a year of brown wine, but I've entered where I've had to go, richer than a man who's dead, paying back the poorrooms that I owe. What can I say when most of it's been said? The school days and schoolgirls I knew have fled. The old gates are always locked by the daughter of the keys. Sad eyes are fixed upon the world from the balcony, while the 6 o'clock procession take their hymn books to the hall. It's sad to see them shed a tear inside the convent walls. Red mountains around them keep out those who come, but only birds and wild deer share the lives of nuns, while ladies who in kindness burn the knowledge they have found, their knowledge lies inside a hole buried in the ground. For the sisters of the cross seek the shadows they have lost in the walls where their lives are protected by God. But the feeling of love is somewhere in your bones. Your body is wasted when it should have been owned. The mother of the mission bells has lived here all her life. She never feels the hands of man touch her in the night, and the canopies that cover her so cold and so afraid, thinking holy mothers die like spinsters in the grave. To be single in the chapel, praying knelt down on your knees, where corridors are echoing their proud solemnity, and the candlelight against the glass plays shadow-chasing tricks as young girls fall, their eyes in tears, beside the crucifix. Amid the rocks that shone and sparkled, trout of sizes incomparable dived and danced in naked wonder all along the crystal sparkling waters. While we three watched, wide eyes surveying, on warmer days when time was sparing, for little did we realize how much we loved the life we shared. So short a time to build a dream, but large enough to love that stream. To watch the chestnut warriors, majestic towers of wooden wonder, bearing overwhelming gifts for all the children of the earth. But the sun burned down their old brown leaves, and we kicked them and crushed them beneath our feet. Our first love was that shady glade, for she always was a wondrous place. But if only time could then secure my satisfied seclusion point, then every day I would walk across the old stone bridge down a woody path, and stare once more, old man and I, deep into the chalice of our lives. When nature is the greatest thing, and the power of beauty is an everyday thing. I once was a marionette who danced in plays for children, who sang in a box with curtains on it, and cried in a trunk with chains around it. I lay on an island of castaway ribbons with a cat and a dog that howled for light. The dog's name was Daiquiri and it fed on cold liver. The cat's name was a number and it died with the winter. At Christmas shows in village halls, his hands were thrust inside me. I screamed, but no one heard me, my papier-mâché mouth sealed tightly. I lived, but no one believed me. I loved, but no one knew me. And one day he up and he burned me for biting the hand that maneuvered me. I can't find a light in here. I forgot to bring my torch, and it's very dark in there. I can hear them moving round, but I can't see where. I must exterminate, do my job and clear the air. God, it's cold as hell in here. I saw a pair of eyes from a crack inside the wall, evil little points of fire that make your backbone crawl. And when you're down among their kind, you feel so bloody small. Your throat's as dry as cardboard, and no one heeds a call. If God's a friend of mine, let me do my job and go. I know they're all around me, and they want me on my own. But I'll have the last laugh on them when I take their corpses home and nail them to my garden shed, so there's nothing left but bone. But if only I could see them, then I know that I'd be calm. But God, how can I manage when I know they're all around? How can I lay a bait when all I hear's their sound? I know, I'll come back tomorrow when the light switch can be found. Yes, let's go and get some air. My eyes are getting sore. I seem to see things now that I never saw before. Grinning skulls and picked white bones upon the coldstone floor. And Lord, have mercy on me. Someone's locked the door.
She sat in the captain's old rocking chair, lying in wait as the lights went out, and the lamps in the street dimmed into darkness as she rocked back and forth in her grandmother's house. The seat creaked in the empty room as her eyes flickered into life, and they gazed full length at the falling moon, and they cut through the stars like a knife. And without full knowing her own tiny head, she walked to the ledge in a trance, where she eased off the latch, screamed at the sky, and suddenly started to dance. None of the dances you may know, but one of a child possessed, and as she danced her fingers clenched and tore at the lace of her dress. A candle flickered, no one stirred, the smell of lavender strong, as she spiraled on in a dance of death and muttered an unholy song. For soon her body became so willing, it sank in a heap on the floor, while a shadow floated into the room and silently pushed to the door. She sat in the captain's old rocking chair, lying in wait for the sun to come out, and the morning to bring back light to the hills, as she rocked back and forth in her grandmother's house.